Alright. Let's check real quick. Ooh. Could this be a candidate? It might be. As a potential curse seed? Maybe. Could do a... If it's explosive though, that could be fun. Extra proposal neutral. Let me double check that this isn't one of the Dusk Bless submissions. It is. Okay. Well, never mind. I don't really want to do blessed stuff. To be honest, I'm in the hunt for cursed stuff. So let's do the Direchannel, hopefully. So same combo. If it's Cold Channel again, well, I will just do Cold Channel again. Anyway. You can go back to the previous video intro if you want to know what the game plan here is with Direchannel. So another bonus episode off the beaten path. Here we go. Pusher, probably not the best for if I do end up with Direchannel. Or Cold Channel. Really bad for both of them, honestly. Hidden Passage, generally going to be good in this combo. We don't start with much damage, at least we have some sort of semblance of a... Well, we got torches already, which are probably just better than Ice Storm. These are fine starters. As I hiccup. I'm hiccup. Yes, Direchannel, thank God. Thank the gods. Bless us with Direchannel. Easy choice. So I'll reiterate what the plan is here. We're gonna try to find rage cards, ideally ritual. We're gonna spam them on Direchannel, thus giving it makeshift multi-strike. I get the one strike from the rage hit, and I get my shard hit. Profit. Really good artifact combo, but Direchannel's so weak early. Not necessarily the best ring 1 cards, right? To kill a backline crossbow could be tough. Keep in mind, we might 50-50 the tether scales onto it. But the torch would only bring it down by 1. We would need another torch to follow up. Or like an ice storm would have to hit. The problem is, like, it could be a crossbowman with a healer behind it. Which an ice storm's fine, but if I just like only have 1 torch, it could be an issue. Or if I don't hit the spell weakness, like 2 torches can't even really soften it up, right? Because there's... I think most likely though, I can just shoot the healer, and then torch it. Between the Ice Storm and all the torches, I'm hoping I can kill a 5 HP backliner. I think there's too much opportunity cost here to give this up, even though it is a little bit risky. But there's just so many good relics. These ain't really it, but we could just take the prototype, is probably fine. Fervor Flame is pretty unnecessary in this combo, but it could be okay. It could open up like a Lodestone Totem or something, or Demon Fiend even. Could just take the Scorched Steel as well. The prototype is obviously by far the best early game thing here. I will say though, Scorched Steel is like okay early. Definitely useful for something that is fragile. 10 to 15 is a pretty big jump. Also gives some extra armor to these things. The advantage here is that prototype completely falls off by late game. Scorched Steel doesn't completely fall off late game. It just kinda is not doing much late game. I'm just trying to think, does it give me enough early game to really justify taking it over prototype? Because there are, you know, Direchannel, I go up to 40 health, but even 40 to 45 is okay. That might buy me an extra turn in Relentless or something, right? The Fervor Flame has the highest upside, obviously, but Again, I don't know that it is super necessary in this combo. It could be good if I have to end up doing like Endless Fledgling Imp, which is not out of the question, right? We'd rather have a ritual, but Endless Fledgling Imp is something that might just have to happen if that's what it offers me as my rage card. Also, if we don't get a unit draft, we're definitely going to the steel. If it gives me a rage imp and nothing much else, obviously I got to take the rage imp. And then it opens up endless there, which is most likely we go to the steel, right? The only way we go to this magic is if I get a unit draft here, it's a good unit, and I find a ritual, then I go left. That's about the only reason I would go left. Forever Flame will always be doing something for me, so will Scorched Steel. Prototype, it guarantees my early is taken care of. That's the nice thing. However, ooh, you know what? Crap. One sec, I gotta pause. Alright, we're back. Okay, I'm just gonna take the Forever Flame. It opens up more. This also is anti the Fledgling Imp plan in a little way. In that I might not want that armor. I might want to be able to torch my imps. In the case of like a Holdover Frenzied Swarm or a Light's Gift. So we'll take the Forever Flame. Now this armor trial, there's no way I can take that, unfortunately. We're guaranteed in this fight to have a sharded up crossbowman. There's absolutely no way. I mean, technically, I could hidden passage it out, but then it's gonna wreck. We also get the harder boss. There's just no way. Now, if we took prototype, we probably can take this, but as it stands, nah, there's no way. I'm gonna keep these around. This is gonna kill this and already wreck me. Unless I put two, there's just no way. Yeah, this is rough. The first. It also we lose a 1 out of 3, or we lose a 2 out of 3 essentially. You know, it hits 1 out of 3, gives us the first unit, or the first one to be is sharded up. Then we additionally lose a 50-50 for the Tethys Scales. So this definitely sucks. No other way to put it. And we're not going to kill that. We just really hope that we find torches to kill this thing. It's very important. Alright, we do. So that's great. Then this should take care of them. We're looking alright. Not going to be able to take that, unfortunately. But we get through this. The only thing that sucks, I guess, is that we're probably not going to take the boss out. This is better up here. Honestly, I should probably torch myself too. That's better. It's not like 6 changes anything. We want to get that extra damage. Let's get as many of these as possible. Alright, we take a little bit of damage, but that's just because that boss is horribly designed. Don't think I need another offering token. Flash Freeze, a little bit redundant with Torch. It's obviously way better than Torch, but I suppose we can take it. We do have Scourge Arcus, and offering tokens pretty good into that. Just throw away the Scourges. But so is Flash Freeze, that usually kills the non-sharded up ones. And maybe if I add a Pierce, it just kills the sharded up ones too. Absolvers. Just not a huge fan of Ice Tornado. I guess it's a little bit better when there's a Tether Scales. It definitely falls off late game though, whereas this does not fall off late game. This does not fall off late game. In fact, offering token just continues to get stronger. Especially if I can get some offering targets. We are lacking huge payoff right now for the Tether Scales though. This is the one that truthfully makes use of our Tether Scales. As much as I hate Ice Tornado, I do think we're weak enough right now that we should take it. Case in point, I think we definitely take Fledgling Imp here. I mean, I don't think its event can beat it out, especially when I already have an Ice Storm and an Ice Tornado and Torches. So Endless just opened up, that's good. Granted, reroll. Okay, there we go, Endless. We also have Armor, Incant, and nothing. Strength Stone is not a thing. -2, pretty okay in the Ice Tornado potentially. Interesting. Pretty good with the Forever Flame, but I do kind of feel like in the spirit of what we're trying to do here with Direchannel and truly make it. I mean, the thing is, if it becomes a Eel Gorgon run, then it's not a Direchannel run anymore, right? But this kind of fits what we're trying to do here. You know, if I'm Endless Fledgling Imp, I'm getting a really good tank and additional armor incant. Granted, yeah, I think I didn't see what the exact costs were. I think I can afford both the Endless and the armor incant, unless it's exactly 120 for the Endless. And if it is, it's not the end of the world. This already gains armor on incant. It's 110, so we're good to go. Oop. Oh, that would have been bad. Okay. And we have a lot of flexibility from here. We're so powerful right now that I think we can justify this. I will say the hidden passages are not very good. I could just Purge Stone one of them. I don't know that -2 here is all that good for me. But getting rid of these are just definitely not going to be useful when I have an Endless Fledgling in. So let's purge one of them. I can do that for shards, for sure. That extra damage could translate to pyre damage. But it's the easiest boss. It's one of the easier groups. They're pretty hard countered by my torches. I think we can do this. 25 shards, 28 health. A little bit iffy, but it's a unit draft. Okay. We actually get this right from the start, which is nice. Alright, we'll go here. Bit unfortunate, the ordering there, but what are you going to do? You actually just want to incant up here. So that's 13 by whatever coming in if I can't deal with it. I mean, I would have torched it, and it would have ended up not even doing anything because I bottom decked Ice Tornado, Ice Storm, and all of these torches, so it is what it is. As good as top decking the Fledgling Imp was, it was pretty abysmal draws elsewise. I'm not gonna risk any of that shit. Alright. 5 damage taken. Shouldn't have took any. I would say Crypt Builder's worth adding. If I were to hold over a card right now, it's definitely Offering Token. That's a nice little slap. That can make use of the fact that I may only really end up with 3 relevant hits here. You know, the Rage that would be going on the tank, the Rage that would be going on the Direchannel, and the Direchannel spell hit. If I can supplement that with a Crypt Builder hit, that's pretty good. Okay, I definitely should take something here. The Vent could be good. Some flat AoE definitely is enticing. I can also play it for 0. I mean, I can play them all for 0. The Rage Serum is maybe odd man out because it consumes. Fortify could, you know, there is a certain element of like, I'm gonna have pretty low health. If I don't end up with sustain options, which most likely I will end up with sustain options, but if I don't, Fortify helps here and there. It's pretty weak though. I think the Vent is what we want. So we do want something to put the into the guard. It has an armor. This is like the most valuable 25 gold upgrade. It's, to me, kind of on the level of 100 gold upgrade. I don't think we want to fuse this unit into something else when we have 5 armor already on incant with it. It's like the world's best tank. Now granted, we are drawing a unit every turn, which hurts our incants a little bit, but if we can commit to double draw upgrade, we're going to be fine. I don't think any of these are really doing much for us, so let's just skip them. We wanted like a steel worker. A steel worker would have solved a lot of our woes. Now I don't know which way to go here. I mean, I would take a multi-strike on the guard at this point because I might just need it, but that's 50-50 at it. There's not many Stygians at this point I care to add as essence. Siren of the Sea or another guard would probably be what I'm looking for. I guess if I see another Eogorgon, I would add the Eogorgon essence. I guess a Lodestone Totem essence would be alright too. Pyre Health would be alright. I don't, you know, I can take this gold in either case. Yeah, there's no more. It's kind of multi-striker bust for the steel. So 50-50 there. Whereas I can add damage, I can reduce costs. I think the Merchant of Magic is just calling to me here. I don't need any particular essence for my Guard of the Unnamed to be good. Double stack. Let's check this out. This could be something that is good with double stack. This is interesting. The sweep attack top might be nice to have armor instead of rage. I will say, out of all the old magic things, the rage isn't really on par with the rest. It's like 4 rage, whereas the armor is like 10. And I can double stack that. I already have rage from the imp, and I'll eventually self-infuse that thing. Hellvent it here, self-infuse it. I think we go armor. Unless I want to sap the enemy, which also works. Maybe that's better. I mean, if I can double stack sap, that's probably better than armor. That works as removal. It's really good on Sweep Divinity. It's really good into all bosses. The sap amount is like 3, which is great. I double stack it and I just damage, yeah. Do we want pip or card draw? Card draw, I think. So that's a pretty good card. I will double stack it. And I think I'd rather just bring it to a 1 than, you know, holding it over or something. Surge Stone here is fine. I don't think we need to play this more than once. Could also do it here. Again, we don't really need it more than once. I'll do it here because this is useless without damage. What was in the middle? Oh, it was not a temple. Yeah, let's just Surge Stone the Ice Storm. We don't need to get too fancy with it. Let's eat up some lifesteal. Eat up some more lifesteal. Alright, guess we're getting it's also another, I didn't even think about that, but the fact that I can not make her push is huge, because we obviously don't want Soul Guard in the front. So I have a, shall we say, a happy little accident there, because honestly I'd be lying if I said I really planned that out all that well. Alright, we completely bottom decked the fucking Fledgling Imp, so that sucks. But it is what it is. It's how it happens sometimes. I should have put that bottom, eating up a lifesteal. I messed up. Now the question becomes, how greedy can we afford to be? So I can do that. Could just guarantee that I win Relentless though. What if we did this? Do I want to take 5? Because I've got 60 armor. I think we're beating Relentless. Why don't we just do this then? Can actually take this out with torches. Yeah, at 100 armor, pretty sure we're winning. Okay, not bad, no damage taken. Interesting. Gotta think the last stand's pretty good here. There are a few ways we could take this one. The Branded Warrior isn't all that bad. Probably not that necessary when I have a last stand, though. I was going to say Siren of the Sea, but I mean, I'm getting 5 armor a turn. Maybe a Nameless Siren is okay. I also am just like, I mean, why don't I just self-infuse, like, 15 shards there, 15 there, that's already 65 shards, like, 25 for the Fledgling is already 90 shards. Like, I don't need to make another, like, these just, I don't know. They can serve a purpose if I needed the scaling in either case. I just don't need the scaling at this point. It's like adding 25 shards for very minor benefits. I don't want to underplay what these essences can do, because obviously we see a lot of seeds where these type of essences are the only way you can win. So I don't want to say, like, don't, you know, I don't want to mislead people. If you're like a new viewer or you don't view this channel too much, I don't want you to get misled and think that these are like untakeable. The fact of the matter is, I have an endless Fledgling Imp. I'm going to self-infuse it, which means I'm getting 10 rage a turn once I find it. I have a last stand, which gives me double the rage once I get it up, so I'm going to have so much rage already. and I have a tank here that gains 5 armor on incant, and I may even just find a rail hammer to top it off. But I also have like a chump blocker on top of that. I have sap on top of that. I don't need these things, what they would give me. The things they give me, I already have. They're win more. And the only thing they're doing is clogging up the deck until I can like make use of their, fusion. And they're adding difficulty to the run for a benefit that isn't really a benefit. It's a benefit I already have. So just skip. Take the 10 gold profit. Now if I didn't have this sap, I still wouldn't take a pip upgrade, but if we happen to brick on like all days, all sap, which is hard to do, but if we brick on all that and we brick on a way to defensively scale the Direchannel, I could eventually take a pip upgrade and go mid, but we just don't need that because we have the capability to sap the top sweeper divinity. We go to the right here, so I can hell vent my spell chain. Pierce as well. Those are good. So what we're going to do, we're going to hell vent this fledgling imp. Spend 25 shards. Make him self-infused. For the record, if there was a temple right here, I could probably justify hell venting here and not fusing them together. They're probably better to just find earlier, but that's debatable. So the Pierce definitely, I think, should go here. We are already a little bit high on shards, but this just is pretty good. And now I'm already at 100 shards if you factor in that I do plan on taking both these Divine Hordes, which are 15 shards each. I have no big reason to go above 100. I could preemptively spell chain a offering token if I think I am going to be hunting for a holdover, but here's the thing. I'm probably hitting this Hellvent and Vortex. That's just too much value. Granted, there is a Herzl Horde here, which is alright, but the Merchant of Magic doesn't look that enticing to me. And this one definitely doesn't look enticing to me. Wow, this is a 4 Hellvent map, by the way. Blessed. Hashtag blessed. No way in hell would I ever take this magic over this side. A Caverns, a Vortex, and a Hellvent. Get out of here. And then I'm most likely taking this Hellvent. So we've already determined we're not hitting any Merchant of Magics. Why would I need the spell chain? Answer is I don't need it. Now if I'm doing a 200 shard run, maybe. Now, as to the question of what we want to remove here, Hidden Passage is always probably acceptable, but... And these are actually pretty easy to get out. It probably is just Hidden Passage, actually, because it just doesn't do anything for my deck. Other than I can displace units with it, but who needs that? And, a lot of times you might default to Stewards, and I could, but it's so easy for me to play them out with a Forever Flame that they actually don't have very high priority removal for me. Also, if I didn't have an answer to Stealth Boss, they get extra consideration to stay in the deck, but I absolutely have a Stealth Boss already 100% solved. I have a gigantic tank, and I have Sap to boot. So I don't need them for Stealth Boss, but all that being said, I think maybe we can get rid of the Ice Tornado. The Forgotten Powers are going to be somewhat okay with this Crypt Builder. I probably still don't want 5 of them eventually, but they're not really priority to be removed right now. I want like the cheap cards to stay. I don't think the 3-cost Ice Tornado is that good for me. Let's just get rid of that. It's getting discarded most of the time anyway if I'm not going to spend all my Ember on it. And yeah, we're going full Direchannel. Just cuz. Spikes is iffy at 20 health, and I am going to be attacking since I have Rage. Yeah, that's no other way to put it. It's iffy. I have no way to defensively scale my unit. It's only a random artifact anyway, which is not a good trial. This is the worst trial reward in the game. Even in a combo that has good artifacts, a single artifact is not worth reaching a centimeter for. You only take a trial for a random artifact if it is as free as it comes, and this is not free, so we're not taking it. Don't give yourself a chance to lose when you don't, for very minimal gains. Very minimal gains. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and blast this idiot to Kingdom Come here. And I think we do want that money, and I'll just now I could kill this guy right now, which is probably better than a single incant up there. Worst case scenario, I find Fledgling Imp here and don't have torches for it, but obviously that didn't happen, so we're A-okay here. Okay, I think I still want to take that guy out, and we'll just torch you. I'm still gaining armor for it. It is fine. Dandy. We bottom deck, literal bottom deck 2 times now on the Fledgling Imp, but I guess we'll take it. We did top deck it once as compensation. Now I could play this as literally just the value of that, and honestly I probably just should. It's obviously the worst time to be doing this, but it does kill this guy. This does as well, but I suppose we should just do this, right? The shitty thing here is, like, I keep the Fledgling Imp here, so, like, it arguably was not the best play. I don't know, I probably should just last stand. I'm being pretty greedy to not do that there. That was definitely a mistake. Let's just do this, actually. No, we need this thing to die. Okay, we can guarantee that we play this. So that it all worked out. Can't kill this guy. But I can kill this one. Let's just do that. So Crypt Builder is pretty good, eh? We'll do that. I think the Frostbite is pretty good to stack. Poor Last Stand. Now I will say Last Stand, we'd like to see a -2 at a temple for it, and I'll go above 100 to do that. Absolutely. I don't think a Siren Song is very good in this build. I might consider it if I didn't already have this old magic. Most likely I'm hellventing that old magic. This Unnamed Tome is just a nice value pick. I would definitely take Alloy here over Inflame. It would just be nice to have, like this. So we just saw the Spikes trial, which we had to skip. We could still end up getting at ring 7 again. And this Alloy right here allows me probably to take a future Spikes trial. I just simply stick it on Direchannel and I'm good to go. Either way, it's going to be good. Now we can go either way here. I think it's multi-strike or bust still over here, and I don't really need Fire Health. I don't think a Caverns is as good as a Herzl Horde, but a Trinkets has plenty of opportunities. Definitely, I would ballpark over a 50% chance to be good, so we're going to go here. Get the money, get the free thing. Hearthstone has things alright. It's most likely not going to be utilized though, right? Because we're only hitting one more Merchant of Steel up. I already don't have multi-strike, so I can only really hit multi-strike is the only thing I care about hitting. It's a very minor upgrade actually. I think we just take the Hell Pact. It technically already has a slight benefit to Vent, but it would make the Stygian Spike in particular quite good, and it would make the Hellhorn Spike takeable. Both of them are pretty minor though, honestly. They're both speculative, they don't really do anything for me now, but this at least does something for me now. Should have checked this before doing that, by the way. I don't know that I would spend money on any of these. They're all like kind of okay. Trader's Quill's pretty good. Got 1, 2, 3 consumables so far. 4 with Last Stand. Okay, this is interesting. Mark of an Exile is not horrible. It doesn't get us that much health, but we might want that versus Divinity. I guess another thing that's nice about the Alloy is it gives me a little leeway there as well. You know, if I find Sap quite late, it gives me the ability to replenish some health. This just gives me a little more leeway there. Gives me 20 extra health in context of divinity, which is what I would take it for. We don't really care about it right now. The Unbroken Horn's also interesting. Like, I'm definitely floating mana sometimes. Sometimes. The Vent, it's very anti-Vent, right? Vent is not a good card with it. Any X cost is not really gonna be that good with Unbroken Horn unless it's a true X cost. Like, to me, when I think quote-unquote true X cost, to me a Vent is not a true X cost. Vent is a weird card. Pouring a bunch of Ember into a Vent doesn't do anything. I see Vent as sap all your Ember, and if I found some flat upgrades, you know, blast them with the flat upgrades. But like, a true X cost to me is like Shroud Spike or something, right? Shroud Spike, every little Ember you pour in actually is relevant and does something, but you know, so it is good with a true X cost because I really can cash in on the Ember, but with a Vent, it's not going to get me any benefit with a Vent really, and it's going to sap all my energy if I want to play Vent, which most of the time I want to play Vent. So I don't think the Unbroken Horn is that good. Like, Vent actually is a card I want to play quite a lot, especially if I can find some damage on it at either of these temples. I think we just take the Ember then, or the Mark of the Exile, I mean. One sec, I gotta be right back again. Alright, I'm back. So, Collection of Tales, it's just not that good. It is cheap at least, but you know, if you think about it this way, it takes from the moment I apply Rage. Think about like another similarly like kind of underwhelming Rage artifact like Scorched Steel. Scorched Steel just gives your units 3 Rage when they enter the train. From the moment I find this Fledgling Imp and put it down, it will take 3 entire turns for Collection of Tales to actually give me the amount of Rage that a mediocre artifact such as Scorching Steel just gives me immediately. So it's really not that good, is it? Right? And yes, there are continued benefits past that the 3-turn point, but by the time I play this unit, and I'm reapplying, keep in mind also just like I'm reapplying Rage, I have a less stand, like, it just isn't that good. Now, I will say maybe the fact that we're against Chased can bump me toward taking it, but compare it to, say, the other Hellhorned, you know, static Rage artifact, which would be to just give an extra flat damage per Rage, and it's not even comparable, right? The amount of just better that other one is, Resonant Shard. I think this is worth re-rolling for because there's enough good artifacts in this combo that if I buy this and I can't afford whatever else is in this shop, most likely we re-roll and we find better stuff, and if I don't, so be it. Alright, I would say, even though Hell's Banners is pretty good, it's just not needed whenever Forever Flame. Just isn't. And I'm not like, it's not a build where I'm constantly proccing it either, right? It's basically just a one-time proc. And the guild marker is debatable. It's pretty late in the run to like spend the max amount of gold to buy this and get 25% cost reduction. I mean, I will say this, we're not spending money coming up, we're not spending money after that. So maybe it's worth it. It's probably worth it. I don't know the exact math with Guild Marker, but I think given the fact that I'm not spending money for 2 rings and I just want to basically build all my gold up and blast it out at the final trinket shop, it's probably worth buying. Alright. Now, unlike the single relic, by the way, the reason you never reach for single choice of artifact is because it most of the time isn't good. You know, the difference between being able to choose between 2 artifacts is night and day. The difference, you know, extend that to 3 for Divine Horde is night and day. It might seem inconsistent that I will pretty much always reach for Divine Horde, and I'll never reach, ideally, for a artifact reward. It might seem like that is a little bit at odds with itself, but it really isn't. Like, the difference between having 3 entire choices for artifacts is night and day. Like, the odds are in your favor with 3 different choices that you'll get a good artifact. The odds are not in your favor at all with 1 choice that that artifact is useful to you. You know, think about the 6 choices even at that shop that we just saw. How many of those would have been worth reaching for? Honestly, none of them. And that was with 6 choices. But being able to choose between them, I can at least find something that's useful to me. But, you know, think of the, like if it just gave me Collection of Tales, it's okay, but was it really worth, say it cost me 60 pyre health to get, was that worth it? Probably not, because now, you know, you can maybe think, oh, the only, you know, as long as you're paying pyre health, it's worth it. Not really, because what if I have a fight where I would have just, you know, now that I'm at 33 pyre health, you know, there's a lot of times where you're just going to leak like 40. And I could survive that in the future, and it's not like a Collection of Tales makes me randomly able to probably survive. You know, maybe I save myself 10 pyre HP at best by having a Collection of Tales, but, you know, I definitely don't save myself 60, right? And then that 60 can easily become relevant. Just a little bit of an over-explain for you. So this is a lot of extra damage. The more units you're fighting, the more this, and the more that you can't remove, the more relevant that this extra damage is. The Sycophants is just a, you know, it's five units every single wave. And I have a vent that can take them out sometimes. I have Ice Storm that can sometimes. Otherwise, I'm pretty screwed. It's not a good fight for us. It normally is a pretty good fight, but when you lack AoE, it's not a good fight. It's even though this trial is way more worth it and also is pretty nice with the guild marker, it's just not worth throwing our runaway. Also, even if we can, like, this is a very tough boss at 85 shards especially. A lot of incoming damage. Every round of surviving I need to be relevant. Even just, you know, the extra damage on the units that hit me is gonna be relevant. We don't want to just throw away a run that is really, this is a run that's already kind of won, right? I have no doubt that we can beat Divinity and that we can beat Seraph. I have no doubt about it. But I can tell you what I do have doubts about. I have doubts that we could take that trial and beat the waves or the boss, right? We should take some of these out for sure. Now I can take 2 of them out. I think we should try to get some incants at the same time, right? Definitely gonna play that. This is a huge, nice, like, silencing all of the extra damage here. Huge. Let's take 1 of them out. I may not find Vent in time. It's possible that I bottom deck it, especially if I find, and yet another fight we're just bottom decking Fledgling Imp. Definitely annoying. Do I want to take 8 to my thing? We're not guaranteed to draw Vent next turn, even if we are. It doesn't really kill these. think we take 8 here and just don't risk, like, dying here. We can get rid of all these, and then we'll just get an incant up here. I'm pretty glad we didn't take the trial. As you can see, like, if you draw this poorly, we could have just busted out and died. Wow, literal bottom deck, 3 fights in a row with Fledgling Imp. Very frustrating. Hopefully we can at least draw into it with 2 offering tokens here. Okay, we do at least get it. Jesus. Like I said, pretty fucking frustrating though. Alright, so we soak up that hit. You'd think I want to vent this. I'm kind of feeling venting this instead. This isn't like a... These are luckily, none of them are sharded up. It almost hurts me to do that. I don't know, does it? Like, it'd be nice to vent right now when I can actually kill these things. Let's see what this draws. Alright, yeah, let's do this. And we definitely got to get some incants up here, though. We've incanted 6 times, it's not great. And we're way late on the rage scaling here. And, I guess we'll do this. It's not great. We were still taking, like, without the trial, we've already taken quite a lot of fire damage. So let's think about this. I draw, 5 a turn, considering I can't, considering this is endless. What are my odds to redraw the last stand? Like, it's like, how greedy can I be here, right? We definitely don't want that thing to die. It would be nice to get that out of the way, though. I think here we gotta do this, though. So we draw 5 here, because we're drawing, Fledgling Imp will eat up one of these. And then that'll be like 12 there. It's not guaranteed that I redraw this, so I don't think I should be greedy, and I think I should just do this. Hopefully this is enough. I'm honestly not entirely convinced it is. We can double play this by doing this. So we definitely will. This is, by the way, a huge reason why that Scorched, or the 5 armor artifact would have been bad for us. Exactly this type of situation, right? I think we're better off just getting another incant there. We'll have our moment of truth here. It's not looking great, but luckily we draw that old magic, and that will definitely get us the win. Okay. Now, had I not drawn old magic there, do we win? I don't know. I mean, we did have a crypt builder at least to kill the thing with, but it's iffy, right? So, no Merchant of Magic means that Ice Storm is off the table for me, just straight up. No holdover on my discard makes this iffy, but this is always going to be good, right? We'll take that. Imp in a box, maybe. It's definitely good if we draw it before the Fledgling Imp. Otherwise, it's a free incant, but it's not... I guess it is free considering we have a Forever Flame. What about just an Impish Scholar, though? Like, if I do the Impish Scholar... Everything I get back right now is pretty good. I think it's pretty good. Also opens up Endless again at the steel that I'm gonna find later. Now, another thing I could do here, for 15 shards if I want to do it, I could Hellvent the Fledgling Imp. Because we've been bottom decking it every fight, it's still true that I could bottom deck both of them, but it severely reduces the chance of me just continuing to bottom deck this piece of shit unit. And the downside is, 2 of them in the deck isn't great. It does limit our incant a bit, because I obviously can't play both on the floor. I could if I take a pip upgrade. I could, but... And maybe I should. I mean, I will say incant isn't the main thing of this deck. Incant is a portion of it, but... By far our best offensive scaling is finding the imp, right? If I were to take a pip upgrade and Hellvent this thing, eventually getting 2 of them on the floor, That rage only goes into 2 hits though, right? I think we still try to make it mainly an incant deck. I need the guard to really hold the line, and I do kind of need that follow-up hit. So I don't think... Could do that. I can always skip a Divine Horde if I want to. I also don't have to stay right at 100 shards. It's just, that's the goal. But if I find super good upgrades, like, I'm kind of inclined to take them, right? Aren't I? I mean, I have to imagine 30 here is pretty good. 30 there is alright too. I just don't think we offer it enough. We offer it. I've been able to offer it every time I've seen it, though, to be honest. So, but that's not always going to be the case. I think 30 here is good. We'll probably go to 115 shards is my guess. I still think we should Hellvent this. This is like really good. And I don't want to bottom deck that against Divinity. I definitely don't. So man, the Forgotten Powers are still have been pretty good. I don't really want 5 of them in the deck, though. I'm going to remove 2 of them. Alright, we're at 100, entering 6. I don't always recommend that, but I think everything we've spent shards on so far has been quite worth it. We'll make you have the more days here. Hopefully we don't draw Fledgling Imp here. Okay, good. And let's go put you down. Let's definitely kill that. Do we need to kill that, or should I just get an incant? Let's just get an incant here. Alright, this is fine here. Let's put you guys there. Let's go ahead and... that sap's not really going to persist. If we draw Fledgling Imp and no Torch next turn, that would kind of suck. Looks like we're well on our way to bottom decking another Fledgling Imp. Happens. I actually think we just double Torch here. Get some incants. I'm going to leave the unit up top in case I draw Fledgling Imp and no way to do it. Damn it. I really wanted to do this. Perhaps I still... nah, I can't. And then let's just do... what do we got here? I can 50-50 get this back. But if I 50-50 back the other thing, that's not so good. Yeah, if I get the unnamed tome, it's whatever. I should be greedy with this, and I think I should also just be greedy with that. That's fine. Thank God for Torch. Thank God for Vent. If I do this, it does daze me. The only way I kill that is if I draw into Old Magic or Crypt Builder. What if we draw first and just see what comes out? No, we drew Old Magic, so I think this is fine. We can do this. Do that. Kill that. Do that there. I don't want to miss out on a rage proc, right? I think here we should do this. And I'll use this to kill that again. We'll do that. Nice, always lucky. Alright, we will go for the return here. Get the worst one, but that's fine. Shit happens. You gotta shoot your shot. I like double sap here. And why don't we also just blast him? We can double play this. We can actually triple play this. That's pretty nice. Tell me again how Offering Token isn't like one of the best cards in the game. Got him. Boom. One Horn Tome is not untakeable. It's much less takeable because of how unenticing the Merchant of Magics are. I mean, this one, as I said, is horrible compared to that. This one's like is technically takeable, but I just really don't want to plan on going there. I will say though, an extra strike is definitely doable here. You know, we're gonna be sapping Divinity, so eventually I don't really have. Once I play an alloy on Soulguard, there's not enough spikes to really be that worried about losing 25 armor worth of spikes damage, and as long as I can keep Divinity sapped, which I should be able to do, an extra strike is a pretty good addition. Alternatively, actually I wouldn't even put the extra strike there potentially. I might just put it on the guard, since the guard is obviously going to have a lot of armor. It's not the best setup for Relentless. Well, it could be. It could be the best setup for Relentless, actually. Just depends on how much damage I am actually taking to the front. My removal is so-so. Another thing is I could just happen to get lucky in 1 out of 3 into a -2, and the -2 makes this pretty playable. I will say, if I had took the Unbroken Horn, it would make this a lot more playable. I'm gonna take it, and maybe, just maybe, since it is a 4 Hellvent map, I could probably give up the final Hellvent. It's not out of the question for me to take this Merchant of Magic. And if I do miss on the 1 out of 3 here, it's worth considering and trying to think if I need it, right? I could also take an Ember upgrade, it's just not enough, right? And we already have seen Hell's Banners, so we know there's not much energy manipulation available to me at this point. We know we're going top. We can do top easy. And yeah, we'll go here. I could still end up with energy manipulation from this cavern, by the way. Alright, those I don't think we'll take, unless I get a Lightstone casing specifically here. In this cavern. Ooh, that is definitely worth probably... Well, we're taking it, obviously. I'm just wondering, like... I was going to say, is it worth 10 shards for me here to intrinsic that? Because if I intrinsic it, that's pretty good. Into Divinity. You know, if I do take the 10 shards, if I take the 15, probably looking at 11 or 12 damage. And I do have the Mark of the Champion. I don't think it's worth intrinsicing, but it is nice to have. I still think we continue to Hellvent this Old Magic. I think it's too good. It's going to be good into the Ember Drain as well that those Pyre Wings present. You know what is potentially worth it though is this 30, huh? Probably not. Half the time I don't need it because of Tether Scales, and I also have Urchin Spines. It doesn't seem super necessary. You know, the two offering tokens have been pretty good about being able to play Crypt Builder. I'm rarely playing it with Forgotten Power. Maybe once or twice have I played it with Forgotten Power. And if that's the case, I should get rid of probably 2 more of these. 1 is fine. I can keep 1 around easily. Yeah, I think we just try to keep the shards low here. We get our non-power spike. I feel like it should be like 10 damage per incant for the 3rd rank of Direchannel, in all honesty. If rank 1 starts at 3, I really don't see why Direchannel rank 3 can't go to 10. It barely doubles. It just over doubles. Compare that to all other scaling things in the game. You know? Even other ones that don't have a power spike triple, right? Like think of like Dark Calling. It triples its effect, even though it has no rank 3 power spike. But then you look at ones that do have a rank 3 power spike. Corruptor starts at 5, rank 3 it's 20. 20. Right? Like, it quadruples it, whereas Direchannel's barely just above doubles it. And also gets nowhere near the base stat increase that Corruptor does. This is not the fight we want to see. I have answer for Purifiers with Unnamed Tome, Trap Shoot, Vent, Old Magic, sometimes Ice Storm. So I definitely have some answers, but it's just not ever the fight we really want to see here, right? This is where I'm a little bit punished for keeping just 1 copy of the Fledgling Imp. Like, it's going to be very easy, even with double draw. If I can't deal, if simply just 1 Purifier slips through and gets 3 draw manipulations on me, and I do end up bottom decking a Fledgling Imp, that will kill me. And I will say, if I take the Spell Shield, somehow, this is like the worst trial for us, somehow. Like, I think Spell Shield really opens me up to lose. I mean, it hard counters my old magics, it hard counters my Vent. I would have to hit Torch twice, even my Ice Storm. I actually can't take this trial. It's very unfortunate. So much for that guild marker, right? I'm pretty sure this ended up not being worth it, but yeah, whatever. That's how it goes. As we can see here, this guy's already slipped through. You know, we happen to draw very poorly here, and that's not good. All right, this is okay. Now, like I said, offering token, pretty good at dealing with scourges. If I redraw them, whatever. I'm trying to get through my first draw here. Now, we have a choice to make here. Do I want to kill this thing, or do I want to kill both Purifiers? I know we at least want to kill that one. So the question is, do I kill this so I can keep scaling? If you look how little damage I'm doing and how much damage I absolutely need to get to very fast, and the fact that I'm not going to be able to play Last Stand, and I don't want to be Ember Drained, I think the answer is pretty clear. Plus I get an extra incant for that. Now if we play our cards right, pun intended, we should be able to play this, hopefully, with the Forgotten Power. So 1, 2, 3, that's what we put our Ember into. You will go there, because we just can't deal with that shit. Actually, I could have definitely done that better. Let's just see what this is throwing away then. If that's the case, Let's do this. It's weird, but trust me on this. This is gonna work. I know it's a fucked up floor there, but just gotta trust in me here. I neglected this floor, which is bad. Yikes. Oops. That's not really what we want to do. Starting to play a little sloppy, a little flustered, but let's recover it here. Let's recover it here. If I do this, it's fine. I don't want to take that damage. This still dies to the spikes, so that's good. Let's go here. Try for this here, I guess. I still have my silence for this. Not that I think I'm gonna die to it, but if I were to need it. There we go. So we get through it, but... And like I said, had I... You know, I went from over 100 pyre down to 38. Had I paid a minor benefit for a not that good artifact, or even gold, I'd be dead right now. I would absolutely just be dead. Well, we're definitely at least winning this, right? So... we got some decisions to make for Chased. We're going to have a lot less rage. A lot less. No temple left, so this doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Another Urchin Spine seems alright. The more of these consumables I add, the less consistent Impish Scholars. But you know what? Getting one of these back is not a horrible deal. I think we add it. This, I think we skip. You know, all in all, 31 is still too big of a deck. Pyre health becomes more enticing at this time. And honestly, an endless Impish Scholar would be quite good. So we have, like, Multi-Strike would be very good here to find. And so would Endless. So that's actually a 75% chance to get some pretty good power spikes at this Merchant of Steel, whereas if I go left to the Merchant of Magic, I don't get a Hellvent. You know, I'm kind of wanting to maybe Hellvent this Imp. I could 50-50 at Holdover, but what are the other things I could get? Double Stack, Alloy, I guess. I have this One-Horn Tome, right? Which we missed on our -2 at the Temple, so if I do want the One-Horn Tome to actually be even able to be used, I am going to have to go left. But I don't know that this deck has... I can simply just get this effect 50% of the time that I go right, and if I find Multi-Strike. Without the downside, potentially, of the fragile component. Also, if I go to the right, I get a Hellvent, which is gigantic on so many cards if I wanted it, right? Like I could Hellvent a Last Stand, I could Hellvent an Old Magic. I could Hellvent an Endless Impish Scholar if I hit Endless. So I think double stack is no good if I go left. It's like okay on a trap shoot and stuff. Maybe an alloy. Holdover is really the thing I'd be looking for, and even then, is it even that good? Not really. I don't know what I'd hold over. Vent. Offering token. A non-spell chained offering token isn't that amazing to Hellvent. I only have one card to offer, so it's not nearly as good as hitting on a multi-strike or an endless is for me right now. You know, an endless is equivalent to getting like holdover or last stand or holdover trap shoot and all these good consumables that I have. If I find permafrost, not that many good permafrosts, maybe last stand. Maybe trap shoot, it's not that good. And consumer move, I guess, is okay. But again, that's more or less not even as good as hitting endless over here. So I think we definitely determined that this Merchant Magic is not as good as this Merchant Steel. And I have to imagine, I don't think that Vortex and Gold even hold a candle to Pyramanes and Hellvent right now. So we're going right. Kinstone Totem is not untakeable. There's technically turns that could actually allow us to play One Horn Tome here. All I need to do is draw either both offering tokens in the same turn or draw one offering token and a Forgotten Power, and I play the Forgotten Power and don't discard the One Horn Tome. It's probably asking a lot. So it's not that enticing, actually. By the way, considering that I'm getting a 25% cost reduction, these all came in at like max cost. That's some real bullshit, but whatever. That's huge. I will definitely do that. That's a huge add. We re-roll for the multi. We don't get it. Battlestone is probably acceptable, but maybe I want to do it. Obviously, we take that. So there's a lot of good things in the pool right now. Ashes of the Fallen is still there. Railhammer is still there. Double Incant still there. Spell Weakness to the top floor still there. I think I'd like the information of re-rolling here and seeing what comes about to know what still is in the pool at that horde to see if it's worth it. Okay, instead of removing a bunch of cards, I think we absolutely just buy this. And I could still remove one card, which is probably better than a Battlestone. And, yeah. I mean, I will say I only start with 15 health, which is a little iffy. What do I remove? Torch, maybe? I don't know. The torches are pretty good for hitting my imps. I think it's just trains through at this point, even though they're pretty easy to work with. I think it is that. So we remove that. So I got this, but like I said, everything I just named off is still in the pool. I think that's worth 15. The only scary thing here is, like, yeah, I do start with 15 health. That means right now, Divinity right at 100 is doing 9 damage. It'll go up to 11 or 12, but simply by me taking the 15 on the Divine Horde, it also then really makes it iffy for me to Hellvent something that costs shards, like a 15 shard Fledgling Imp. It's iffy. It's iffy. Maybe I still lean toward Hellventing the old magic, I don't know. Tough call. I think we take this. There's too many good artifacts in the pool. The opportunity cost is there. Alright, we don't get them. Too bad about the drop cage. We did have Ascend at one point, but obviously not anymore. We do have this dead weight with the one harm tome. That kind of sucks. I should have just removed that. I don't know why I didn't. I completely forgot about it, to be honest. So obviously, instead of a train steward, the one harm tome would have been easily the better upgrade. I'm an idiot. Yeah, this is as bad as it could have been. They literally do nothing for me. The conscription notice, I guess, technically is the only thing takeable here. We would never use this on the floor, though. We just never would. Unless it's something better than Direchannel. You know, but then I wouldn't put Direchannel top speculatively to get a conscription notice that's better. So it's like, I guess if something's better than our Guard of the Unnamed, maybe I do it, which isn't that hard. I mean, it's a dedicated tank, but I could see maybe a world where I could also just skip this and take a Battlestone. I start with 0 attack, so this is obviously useless. I don't have any Ascend or Descend cards, so that's useless. There's almost no chance I use this, so that's useless. I mean, there are so many, What's that? I'm finishing this. Whatever, just do the 25. And, I mean, we had to get pretty unlucky to get those choices at the artifact. I think I still stand by everything we did. I think I'm just going to live with potentially bottom decking Fletchling Imp. And Hellvent needs to go, I think, on this old magic. It's just too good. Alright, I'm not incredibly worried here, but I need to remember I have a pretty bad champ, so let's not overestimate our ability to win. I'm fine with this. Am I? Doesn't really help me that much because it pushes it to the back. Let's just get our incants here. 50-50, because I don't know if I want that to be gone. I guess we can do this. Playing this now hurts my draws, so I don't think I should do it. Like, I have to find that Fledgling Imp real soon. We found it. I can clear most of this out with Event, so let's do the redraw here. And I can clear all of it out, but that means that's fine. We'll just torch this. Might as well get the extra incant. Would have been nice if there was a world where I could actually keep another floor alive there. Could have messed up his pathing, but it's alright. Don't think it's really in my best interest to play the last stand here. What we'll do is we'll do this. This is a real shitty fucking thing, though. Definitely by far the worst thing we could have got back. Sucks. This saves us more. Boy. Really? You're gonna give me that back twice in a row? Maybe we just don't want to play it if I can get away with it then. I definitely don't want that thing to be there. I mean, it's unlikely I keep getting that back. Like, all of these are better, and I do need to, like, do the most powerful move each turn, and, like, to not do this here really opens up myself to lose here, so unfortunately we just have to do this. Of course, we draw last down here. It's just really frustrating, man. Please give me back something useful. That'll definitely do. I'm gonna need it to, like, live here. Let's move you down. They're both dying. I can take 15 here. I need to, like, also, like, get these, like, I'm drawing a lot of old magics here. It's just a really bad draw. This is turning in, like, as blessed as this seed seemed, like, it's kind of turning into a pretty fucking cursed seed here. We're gonna have to use that torch on ourselves most likely, so I can't redraw. If I was gonna get 2 torches, sure, but I guess what I'm saying is we gotta do this. Just trying to get as many incants as possible here. Okay. Hopefully this is enough. Currently not. We want to try to draw that other old magic. Okay. Put that down unless we think a consumable's better. I don't think it is. Boy, wow, that was close. Oh, we're barely limping along here. Definitely think the Hell Vent on the old magic was correct, given how things are going here. See how hard I have to fight tooth and nail, though, with Direchannel here? It's just ridiculous. My views on this path are unchanged. I have a potato here. I'm trying to make a potato work with giving it rage. And sapping the shit out of everything, since I can't kill anything. Okay, I should probably hold that. I do like sapping the shit out of this, though. We have to prep every wave here. The old magics are just gonna have to get played off floor, I guess. Please don't throw the unnamed tome away. Pretty cursed seed to be making me do Direchannel, apparently. Like, it's, again, it seems so blessed, but it really just isn't. Okay. This more or less takes care of this. I mean, the amount of times I've bottom decked Fledgling Imp this run is... I mean, how... There's so many ways this run is just fucking cursed. It's really aggravating. I really think I should do this here, but I also have the issue at hand right in front of me. Let's break your spell shield, I guess, and I do need to get these other incants in here. Jesus, that thing's still surviving. Not a good sign. Not a good sign. I give up on Direchannel if I can't win this. I mean, this is beyond ridiculous. I don't see how you can say this is not the worst path in the game. I don't see it. Like, holy shit. And yeah, I haven't played perfect again, but I never do. I never do play perfect. Jesus, dude, this sucks. This sucks so much. Maybe I can get back the thing? The ice tornado? No, not even? Okay. Well, incanting doesn't really help me here. I think we're just dead. I think we're just dead. Wild. That's defeating. I gotta say, I'm never doing a Direchannel again. Never doing it again. Come on, man. This brings nothing to the table. This fucking champ path. I've done what I can do. This path is so useless. It does nothing. It does nothing. I can't fucking even deal with it anymore. I just can't. Oh my god, I hate this path. I'm not reloading. Fuck this. That's it. That's your final bonus episode. I thought we were going to end on a good note, but no. No. I'm solidified on this. Most potatoes would have been better there. A fucking Votivary would have been better than a Direchannel, because at least it would be 1 pip. It is the worst thing in this game, hands down, and you'll never convince me otherwise. Fuck Direchannel. I'm so done with this goddamn path. It's so useless. It's an insult to potatoes to even call this thing a potato. Find me any goddamn run in the world where I had a self-infused endless fledgling imp that I can't win. This has got to be the first time in 2 years I've fucking lost with a goddamn endless fledgling imp. Self-infused. With a resonant shard. Fuck this path. Fuck this seed also. What seemed like it should be blessed just fucked me at every turn from like ring 4 onward. Like literally just fucked me at every turn. We got nothing other than a resonant shard. I mean, we got nothing. And yeah, again, I made mistakes. You can point to those, but guess what? You can point... I'm saying I didn't make any massively... Yeah, this was pretty boneheaded to keep this in the deck. Granted, it wouldn't have helped me at all, given how everything went at the end. It wouldn't have helped me to be able to actually play this thing. I'm telling you, I make mistakes in every run. I didn't make any massively more or less mistakes here. In fact, for every mistake I made, I think I made some pretty good heads-up plays in a lot of areas. And this is the result. Dead to Wave 3. I mean, I haven't died to Wave 3 Divinity in a long time too, right? Other than Direchannel. Other than fucking Direchannel. I think at least the last Direchannel run made it farther, actually. I mean, I don't like to think about Direchannel too much, because it makes me angry. And it's just a horrible, horrible thing. God, this is just so bad. It's painful, it's unfun, it's horribly designed, it's just a piece of shit fucking path. It's not even like unique within the class, it's just a worse Titan channel. It's a worse Titan channel. I wish I would have just flexed Titan channel, but I had committed to doing like full Direchannel just to prove. I was hopefully actually trying to prove that it had a purpose to exist. It doesn't actually. It doesn't actually. Fuck this path. Fuck everything about it. God damn. Create me a card called Potato and give it to me instead of this. What would a potato look like? Probably like 1 pip, 0 attack, 5 health. That's better than this, easily. Easily. My god, it's bad. It's so fucking bad. Think of the shit I have won with throughout this series. Like the Glug Cider win, or like Glacial Seal, Legion of Wax. Like, think of every stupid thing I've been able to win with, and I can't win with this deck. Really? Nah, you're not gonna convince me of Direchannel. You can't. This fucking path is just beyond stupid. It's not even in a comparison. Like, I don't even think I can actually say that Tethys, any path, any variant of Tethys, I can't actually say is worse than this. Tethys, the potato, did pretty well with just spamming some rage on it. This doesn't even do well with spamming rage on it. It just sucks. I mean, that Tethys run was like fucking a cakewalk compared to this. There's no way this is not the worst path in the game. Like QED, mathematical fucking proof, I'm telling you. This path sucks. It's horrible. Fuck this path. Fuck everything about it. Anyway, have fun with that seed. It's actually a pretty blessed seed if you don't do Direchannel. In all honesty, that's probably a seed you could crush without Direchannel. And yeah, you can probably win with Direchannel. I don't want to hear about it though. You go ahead and win with it. I don't want to hear about it. I'm never gonna be convinced of it. Cheaper Ringtome Homeland. You know, go back to your homeland, Direchannel. Shitville. Go back to Shitville. You piece of shit. Anyway, as always, thanks for watching and fuck Direchannel.